Good morning and happy Sunday. Today we're going to be reading from Matthew chapter 22, and we're going to start down in verse number 34. Just before this, people were questioning Jesus, asking him all kinds of things, and he was telling them things. So you can read before whenever you want to, but we're going to start here in verse number 34 and read several verses. Now, when the Pharisees heard that he had muzzled the Sadducees, they gathered together. And one of their number, meaning one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, which kind of commandment is great and important, the principal kind, in the law? Some commandments are light, which are heavy. And he replied to him, meaning Jesus replied to him, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind, intellect. And it has a reference here, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. You can check that out later. This is the great, most important principle and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as you do yourself. Here's another reference, Leviticus chapter 19, verse number 18. Now, there are other commandments in the Holy Bible, but these two commandments take over all those other commandments, because if you love others, that's the most important thing. And that's the most important thing that Jesus Christ and God, his Father, which is our Father in heaven, that's the most important thing that they see is love. So here's a reference right here, Leviticus 19, verse 18. We're going to come back here, but we're going to go here first. Here we are in Leviticus 19, verse 18. You shall not take revenge or bear any grudge against the sons of your people, which means other people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. And there's another reference right there, Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 to 46, and Romans chapter 12, verse 17 and 19. You can check those out later. Now we're going back. These two commandments sum up, and upon them depend all the law and the prophets. That means these two commands oversee and override everything. So you can read more later, but this is what we are focusing on here, is the verses that we just read. So again, that's out of Matthew chapter 22, starting down here in verse number 34. This is out of the Amplified Bible by Zondervan, and it makes it easier to understand the Bible. Have a great day and have a great week, and tune in next week.